considerate and patient. We do not take this for granted. We're really very grateful. Now, guys, Miss Hawa is a data engineer and analyst at EasyFame. She's an inquisitive data scientist with a bachelor's in computer engineering and experience in web development. She is passionate about building profitable solutions with data and communicating useful insights generated from data. And today, she's our last but not the least speaker, and she'll be talking about steps to begin transition into the data science field. Enjoy, guys. Hello, Miss Hawa.
Hi, Lynn. Hi everyone.
Hi, good afternoon, ma'am. Welcome. We are glad and honored to have you. I hope you heard my apology and everything I said. We are really very sorry on behalf of everybody here.
Yeah, no problem. I think we'll just have to go through this very fast.
Yes.
Okay, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yeah, okay. So my name is Awa, and please lose the ma. My name is Awa, so you can just call me Awa. I'm currently a data engineer and analyst at EasyFame. So my background is in computer engineering and full stack development. But I transitioned into data science fully in 2020, and since then I've been working mostly in finance. Currently at EasyFin. EasyFin is an embedded intelligence system, so we build data solutions for other companies that have the capability to do that. We do some embedded stuff like KYC with data science, obviously, speech recognition, just like Mrs. Adebisi, the things Microsoft does, but they are now streamlined to Nigeria, so you can recognize like Yoruba and our local languages. So that is the example of things that EasyFin does. So that's just a brief background about myself. So let's just get into the. So what is data science? I believe a lot of people on this call, a lot of people just want to go into data science, and maybe they've heard things about data science from here and there, but it's just simply extracting useful insights from data. So from this picture you can see of me, there's a table with just numbers, and then there's just a text. So 20% of PR materials should target people that weigh under 50 kg. So in data science, it's just like this, getting this. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm the only one, but yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if I'm the only one, but what I am seeing here is the screen on Zoom, not your presentation.
Oh, okay.
Please, confirmation, and everybody confirm they can see our presentation.
Yeah, I can see her presentation, and it just went off the screen now.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Oh
yes, we can
now. Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so what is data science? It is basic is extracting useful insights from data. So like the example I have here, where I have a table that has just numbers, then bringing out this text from it. This 20% of PR material should target people that weigh under 50 kg. That is just example of what we do with data science, or what you can do, just transforming rows of numbers or text into something that is meaningful and can potentially improve business and lives, whatever field of data science you are in. Okay, so data science fundamentals. I mean, a lot of speakers have talked about this, and it's like this is just a data science is from maths, computer science, domain expertise, statistics, machine learning, data analysis. Then you have the data science. So when you have all of those backgrounds, then like you're into data science. But it's not compulsory that you have to have everything at once, right? For example, you can learn your data science without having a specific domain in mind. Then when you get into like a working field, like for me, for example, most of the work I've done is in finance. For Precious, for example, I think she kept talking about healthcare. So when you learn all this machine learning, data science, technical jargon. Domain expertise is just the field you're applying it in. So data science is something you can bring into any field. Basically, it's so interdisciplinary. You can go into anything from psychology, medicine, just any other fields in life where everything you do while generating data as you're buying stuff, making decisions. So I feel like that is the good thing about data science and why data science is here to stay, because you can apply it into like literally everything, every sphere in life. So the data science roadmap, like I would say, if you want to transition into data science, like what is the data science roadmap? Like what would you go through? So this picture is from Simply Learn. So 101 is mathematics, statistics, probability, calculus. Yeah, and as like Precious said, it's not like a lot of high school mathematics that is a bit confusing. The truth is you can't like okay, just learning this stuff. Personally I feel like you won't understand it until you actually start practicing. But it is always good to just let's learn mathematics first. You're going to need it. Or it's not like you might not understand when you're just watching those videos, but when the project actually comes and you need to do this and you need to do get a percentage of what is what and get probability that this is this or something, that is when the application comes in and you start to understand more of the theory you've learned. Also database knowledge, you have to learn how to actually access this data that you're going to be interpreting. So most companies, they have their data stored in a database somewhere, different types. It's either structured or unstructured, so you need to learn how to actually communicate with these databases and actually get those data that you need. Then programming languages. Programming is like essentially it's like the art of the whole thing, because that is the way you communicate with the computer, right? Programming languages are just ways to communicate with the machines because they don't understand the language you speak, but through programming languages you can tell computer what to do. So you can use any of these programming languages to actually speak to the computer to tell it what to do to the data. So for programming, there in data science, there's Python, R, SAS, like different things. Then there's data engineering, which is the data pre-processing and data wrangling. So data pre-processing is just basically getting your data ready, cleaning your data. So you might have like you might have forms filled by different people. Some people they just decide to like leave out some parts, or maybe someone right like filled in the wrong info in the right place or something like that. So other process of cleaning that data to make it to make it into an understandable format for the computer or your model, or for analysis for your visualization. So that is data engineering. Then machine learning. So I think we just already talked about this. We have supervised and supervised reinforcement. This is a building models. Machine learning is basically using data, making predictions from data, right? So for example, you say, oh, because we've learned from the past, maybe this is our past records of customers, then can we predict that the next customer we're going to have is just like how much are we going to make from them, stuff like that. That's what machine learning. Then there's big data. Big data is just like large amounts of data, like gigabytes of data. When you're working with just some kbs of data, megabytes of data, that's just that's small data. But big data is like large, massive amounts of data, terabytes size. Then deep learning, I think Precious also talked about it. So deep learning goes goes deeper. Like they bring out deeper meaning from data, like the medical side. Then there's data visualization. So for data visualization, it's just basically storytelling, communicating insights to shareholder. And for me, I feel like this is a very important part of data, because you're just working with these numbers, this Excel sheet, and it's there's no way the stakeholders, the people that are paying your salary, they don't understand these numbers. What they want to see is okay. You said they are communicating with the database, so what is the point? So the way communicating all these insights you are generating from those long rows, those massive amounts of data to data sets to the shareholders, I feel like that's really important part. So all these things combined together makes a data scientist. So are you transitioning into data science? You have to take notes, be inquisitive. That is, I feel like that is the most important thing. You have to ask why, how. That is asking questions. For data science, it's when you ask questions that you can make a solution. So you can say, oh, why our sales low today? Like that's a question, right? Why are sales low today? So you can look at, oh, is there a public holiday today? Was there an accident? Do we have a new competitor? So in data science, you have to be inquisitive, you have to be ready to learn, ask questions. Then data science is not easy. Like, I'm not going to lie, data science is not easy at all because of a lot of branches, a lot of things you need to know. But practice makes almost perfect. The more you practice, a lot of when I started data science, I used to watch all the tutorial videos and I didn't really understand, but I kept on doing it anyway. Like, I'll just copy. Oh, this person is writing this code, so I'm also going to write the code. Like, I got the output, for I never really like understood at the beginning stage. But when I started internships and I started working, then it made more sense. I started to understand more as I worked more with a lot of models and stuff. So I started to understand, oh, this is why we do that. If I do this, then, but if I didn't practice at that point, or that learning stage, I feel like I would not be here now. So I feel that science is not easy, but just practice. Even if you don't understand, just keep at it, just keep practicing. When the real work comes, you're going to understand that, oh, this is why I did that back then. Even if you didn't understand back then, you understand as it goes. Also, data mining, cleaning, and feature engineering is 80% of the work. That's the truth. Writing, building a model is just probably like a block, or like maybe like 5 lines out of all your codes. Because the most important thing is getting your data ready, data cleaning, data mining, and feature engineering. That's like that's the bulk of the work, and you can spend hours just cleaning your data and trying to make new features, just so your model can learn easier and faster, and to improve your model performance. Also, share your work. So I think Shazul said it's GitHub, LinkedIn, Medium. When you're still in the learning phase, of course, it's not like nobody's going to offer you a job just because you have this certificate or something like that. It's not like that. People actually want to see what you've done. So share your work, share your codes on GitHub and LinkedIn. You can, if you make visualizations, you can post them on LinkedIn and connect with people that also do that. Then Medium, you can always write articles about like problems you've solved. So you can take a machine. There are a lot of popular data sets from like UCL. So you can just take a data set, and if it's a classification problem, do it and like write the steps in an article and post on Medium. People will do it. People will say, oh, this person actually has this. Okay. So always share your work. Then we get criticisms for people. Then it actually puts you out there, and people will notice you. Also, data analysis is always a good starting point. Yeah, I always tell people ask me, oh, they want to go into data science, where should they start from? And I always recommend starting with data analysis, because data analysis is not too technical, but it also gives you like some foundations, because you learn a bit of mathematics. When you're doing data analysis, you'll be able to say, oh, 70% of this, 5% of this, our percentage difference from last year. You can do like simple maths from just the basics you have. And then you learn really good communication from data analysis, because data analysis is just making visualization. So when you make your visualizations and you have your story, then you learn how to communicate better for when you are very done with data science. So data analysis is always a good starting point. You do a lot of little data science stuff that actually prepares you for the big thing. So data analysis is always a good starting point, and it doesn't require too much technical jargon. So I always advise you to start from data analysis. So yeah, transitioning some course recommendations that I would give. Most of these courses, they are all free. I mean, to an extent, data camp, you can join all these like Invested for Good. I believe they give people free access to data camp. For World Bank University is something I would really recommend. It's an applied data science lab. If you have just a bit of background with Python, if you have just a bit of background with programming, World Bank University is really good. Like they give you a Jupyter environment with a lot of videos. I think Precious talked about Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook is used for writing Python code. You can visualize your code as you write. So WordPress University, they have all these they have like projects in machine learning that you do during the course, and their tutorial videos, and it's completely free, and you get certificate at the end. If you are someone that you are so like obsessed about certificate, yeah, you get your certificate at the end. It's a credit badge, and there's even option of getting honors if you have like a perfect score at the end of the fixed time, so there's a fixed time to actually complete the course. But the course is really good. Like you learn a lot. You do projects and you learn a lot of programming and machine learning jargon. You learn building models. I think they've actually upgraded from the one I did in the part one. We have just basics of machine learning and data wrangling. Then part two, you do like anomaly detection, more deep stuff, and also learning about databases. Maybe just a bit SQL light. So what comes university is actually really good, a really good course if you want to go into data science and have a bit of background in programming, any language. Okay, there's also the Simply Learn Data Science Bootcamp. I think I like Simply Learn because a lot of their videos, it is usually very informative, very descriptive. They make a lot of these, like it's always you learn from just looking at the pictures. So it's very good, and they have a lot of their materials are on YouTube, so you can just start from there. And then data camp, yeah, all things data science, data engineering, math, everything is on data camp. I feel like the only downside I feel to data I have with data camp is that I feel like it does not really give you a real world experience, because everything is pre-installed, and you just write like a line of code, or you fix like a word in a line of code or a keyword, and I feel like it does not really give you real world experience. But you learn a lot of theory in data camp. There are a lot of videos and quizzes, so data camp is also a really good place to start from. So check these courses out. So internship recommendations, I recommend Ten Academy and Amoye. I mean, I'm just listing these two because I know they actually cater for Black people, Nigerians, Africans generally. I don't want to put all this in. I don't want to put something that is way too international. Then make all this Microsoft internship and stuff. I don't want to put all those ones because like a lot of requirements and. But this one is more. It's more for Black people, Africans, Nigerians. This Ten Academy, it's based in the US, but it's a non-profit for Africans. So you meet other Africans that into, and you do a lot of projects. I went through Ten Academy too. It runs for 3 months, and you have a project each week. So it's really good for building your portfolio. You build your GitHub, and there are all this. You have to make posts on GitHub. You have to write articles. So it gives you like a project each week. Like it really tests your boundaries, and it is like need supervision. So you have to do a lot of work, a lot of research. So it gives you a lot of experience and kind of real world talk scenarios, because you have to like do stand-ups. It's just like you're working, but you're learning simply. Then Amoye, yeah, I know people that have graduated from Amoye too. And the good thing about these internships is they try to, if you perform really well, I think Ten Academy is paid. You pay like $100 after 4 weeks, and then after you get a job, I mean, like there's like a payment system. But for Amoye, it's not paid, you're high, but you get some incentive if you do well. So you can check those internships out if you've already learned a lot, like you've watched a lot of videos and you feel like, oh, you can actually survive in that environment of doing data science work, working on new projects every week. But even if you have no experience, I believe you can just start from any of these courses that I've mentioned, and then go on to do these internships so that they can actually give you a lot of projects. But it's really, Ten Academy really built my GitHub. Like all the data science projects on my GitHub was what I did during Ten Academy. You go from speech recognition, causality inference, hypothesis testing, regression. They try to go through all fields in data science, machine learning. So if you don't have any experience, go for the courses first, then get an internship, then you apply for jobs. But if you already have experience, like you've been learning for quite some time, 6 months, a year, then just go for internships where you train. It doesn't have to be paid. If they're asking you to pay, if it's not too expensive, you should invest in it, because it's going to be worth it. Okay, so other useful websites. So Gigs for Gigs. Gigs for Gigs is just like the W3 school for data science. Then Analyticspedia, they always have these blogs on data science stuff. Then towarddataScience.com, yeah, people are always posting useful stuff. Then always read library documentation. Like if you have anything you want to do, library, like if you have the library for it, just read the documentation. Also, Google is the best friend. I just start if you have any problem, just search for it. How do I do this? This thing. Even me, I do it every time. I forget stuff a lot. So how do I do this? Search. Then YouTube, there are always videos that explain stuff. Stack Overflow, there are always people that have had the same problem they've had, and you see people with the solutions in the thread. So, and then Cargo. I mean, when people say join Cargo and do competitions, hackathons, I don't know. For me, I don't like to join all those hackathons, but something I usually do on hackathon, and I learned this when I joined Easy Film. My boss would say just go to their notebooks and then learn their notebooks and replicate their notebooks. So something it does is it really brightens your mind. There was this project or this challenge on Kaggle that I looked at, and the way the notebook they did things I could never imagine. Like, why would you do that? But it worked. So I think that is one thing I always take away from this. Like, I don't join competitions, I don't do any of that, but I really try to. I gain a lot of knowledge from Cargo. Like, yeah, I'm going to, yeah, you people have this knowledge, right? I'm going to take all of this. That's what I do in fact. So I read those notebooks, then I practice it on my own. I make my own notebook, get the data set, and replicate everything that they've done. When I have other projects, and I can use this thing that I learned from this person's notebook. So that is what I do daily with Cargo. So if you are not the type that likes to join hackathons or something, don't say, oh, you are not going to use Cargo. You start learn from it. Learn from those people that actually join the competition. Read their notebooks, see the kind of things they are doing, and learn from it. So that's just, yeah, I think that's just everything I've prepared for now. So if you have any questions, just drop it.
Wow.